Gather round, for I only tell a fable once. This be the tale of pirates, so legendary that those who sail the 12 seas still revere their names.
A warlock of the unseelie court, Wikipe Weatherby.
A swashbuckler on the run, Kildak of Flan.
And a warrior on a quest to reclaim her scepter, Tana the Fierce.
Avast ye for the Gilded Voyage. Ahoy, me hearties, and welcome back to the Four Rings Inn. We're in Te Mou Kore. We did it.
Yes! Get all the way.
Made it to
we're
Te Mou
gonna die.
Kore. our
Don't say that.
our party has leveled up to the big double digits, a big level
Yes.
10. Kildak taking. Kildak, tell us what you took another level in.
Sorcerer.
Beautiful, another level in sorcerer. Tawny, what are you taking another level in?
Paladin all the way.
All the way. And Wikipe, what's that level coming in?
Another warlock.
Another warlock. Beautiful.
Keeping it classic.
As our party now stronger in their skills, the strongest that we've seen them all campaign, sails their ship into the starry sky where the sea blends with the celestial plane and they pass through the second star. They are met with a breathtaking sight. Before them is an island, not a particularly large island. You can see the whole thing coast to coast in your field of view. The first thing you notice about this island is that it is lit beautifully, as if on a bright, clear summer's day. But as you look around, there is no sun in the sky. There's actually not even a blue sky. It is a beautifully clear night sky on a day-lit island. As you look, you can see that in front of the ship there are beautiful beaches freckled with palm trees. Behind them are rolling hills that are only broken by a crystal blue waterfall that spills down across the plains and into the beach and back into the water surrounding the island. Behind the waterfall there are small patches of trees that crisscross along the hills, and within these trees you can see they are decorated with a plethora of tree houses, ladders, swings, and zip lines that connect a bunch of these trees together. To the left there is a cliff-lined cove backdropped by a tall, vine-covered mountain that's a couple 100 feet tall. It towers over everything around this island, but even as it looks big in comparison, you can tell that it's only a couple 100 feet tall. You can see that alongside the ship, white gulls fly, and flying fish jump out of the water and flutter with their wings for a little bit before dipping back down under the water. Underneath the ship, schools of octopus and octopi swim, keeping pace with the ship as it sails closer to the island. You can see that plump monkeys hang from the palm trees on the beach, and crabs and iguanas scurry across the sands. This beautiful island is breathtaking, but also highlights the unnatural looking black smoke that rises up behind the hills on your right. As you take all of this in, the brush parts in front of the beach closest to the ship, and as the ship approaches the shores of Te Mou Kore, you see a young girl, no older than 12, steps out onto the beach. She's wearing like patchy clothes and a light yellow bandana ties back her brown hair. And she comes out of the woods, out of this brush, and she gives a big wave to the ship.
And we
Yeah,
recognize her?
where? What's up?
Do we recognize her?
We
Yes,
recognize
you absolutely recognize her as the girl that you saw face to face in the jungles of Red Rat Bay.
her? Had it right there.
Yeah,
We didn't even need to go.
Mentally, emotionally, where are our characters at right now? Making it to Te Mou Kore.
Well, you just described the perfect tropical island. So, Godak's kind of in paradise. He's temporarily forgotten, again, why we're here. Not sure he ever knew, honestly. Right, gold. And then he's looking for gold.
Sure. Give me a perception check as we move. Wikipedia, where are you at? Where's Wikipedia at?
I think her eyes are just wide with amazement and excitement and just taking in the beauty of everything. I think she's just leaning over the ship, just watching the gulls like flying by them, and she's just filled with awe and excitement. And like, this is what the whole journey's been for. Like, we made it. This is so exciting. I mean, I think she's a little nervous about, what's to come, but I think right now just seeing this overwhelming scene is just pushing down that anxiety of what's going to happen, and she's just fully taking in the moment.
I love it. Tawny, where are you at?
It's hard because, I mean, it was like full wonder going up and getting to this bit, but now seeing it, it's just like a million questions running through my mind. Like, was Croesus here? Did she just guard the entrance? Has she seen this? What happened? Where's Morsmac? Where's my staff? Where's everything? And back and back and back to, where is the Red Wizard? And that is like full front of her mind. She is like in like an offensive defensive position, and just like ready, because coming in, it could be an insta fight. Like, the second that she sees him, it's like it's on. Like,
Hands on sight. Oh, for
this
sure.
is my shit. Yeah.
Absolutely. Kildek, what was your perception check?
17.
Ooh. Looking around, still enamored by the beauty of the island. One thing that the legends have certainly lied about is these beaches are not made of gold. They're definitely made of sand. That's a little disheartening. The trees, not made of gold. The mountain, definitely made of rock. And no actual like gold pieces in sight, which is a little worrying. On the 17, some other things about the island that you notice is, as you look at your peripherals, the water reflects some of the island as you get close to it, and as it moves away from the island, it begins to reflect the stars above, and at some point it becomes hard to tell whether the water stops and it becomes sky, or if the water goes out forever, because of how calm the water is around the island. So there is, like, you look around, you even look behind you, and you're like completely encompassed by a dome of stars, and it's hard to tell where the water stops and the sky begins. On the 17, you're looking at the horizon, you're looking at the stars, and you notice very briefly, and it's hard to tell what was going on, but one of the stars flickers out and goes away.
So there's no gold.
That's a big
I
one.
feel cheated.
Yeah, go. You see that this young girl, as she comes out of the bush, waves to you guys, takes a running like sprint across the beach, bounds over. She is not wearing shoes, bare feet on the beach, bounds across, and just as she gets to the water, she like takes a big leap, and then is immediately flying, and like
cool.
coasts on towards the ship. And as she approaches, she flips onto her back, like laying back, arms behind her head, and floats up parallel with the ship, looks at the crew and goes, "Well, it took you guys long enough to show up. What took you so long?"
Hi. There's a lot of stuff going on back in the material plane.
Stuff schmuff. What could be more important than this place? And she like zooms and takes a full lap around the ship before coming back, and she is gonna land on the railing of the ship. And as she does, hands on her hips, takes like a big power stance on the side of the ship. Kildek, on the 17 perception, I won't make you roll it again. You notice that in her belt, she has like a yellow sash tied around her waist, and she has a cutlass sheathed on the side. It is, as someone who's been a pirate for a long time, you see that in order to keep the cutlass on her belt, she has tied the sash like through the handle, so there's no way for her to like draw this sword in any like.
She did a
any
peace tie
dangerous way.
on her blade. Okay.
Yes. But you do notice that the cutlass on her is a physical, real, metallical version, identical to Scourge, the ghostly sword that you have. And you recognize, like, oh, I own that sword as a ghost. And you recognize the engravings, you recognize the sword. But she has it like tied into her belt. And she takes like a big power stance on the side of the ship. And she goes, "Are you guys here to play a game?
Ooh, what kind of game?
Hide and seek."
Are we hiding and seeking gold?
No. The old Captain Emerado already did that. And that was a very boring game.
Oh,
It took him like weeks to hide it. It was very easy to find.
Maybe you could help. Oh, you already found it?
Well, I watched him, hide it.
Is there someone else here? A guy who kind of looks like her? And I point to Ethra.
She looks over at Ethra and she goes, "Ugh, the boring man. Yes, the boring man is here. You don't need to talk to the boring man. He's boring and he's crazy."
But you know where he is?
Yes, I know where he is. I know where everything is on this island.
Is he near the gold?
As you say this, she turns her head to you and goes, "Oh, hi, old lady. How you doing? Long time no see."
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while. Thanks for saving us at Red Rat Bay.
Well, of course, it's the least I could do. Yeah. What have you guys been up to?
Well, I mean, it took us a long time to get all the parts to get up here. How can you just come in and out?
Oh, there is plenty of ways to come in and out. And as she's begins to tell a story, she is walking on the railing and then ends up walking, like pacing up vertically up and down on the main mast as she's telling the story. And she goes, there are plenty of places on the island that, just go other places. If you go on top of the mountain, it will bring you to another big mountain somewhere. If you go inside of one of the trees, the one with the tree house, do you see that tree house over there? Do you see? No, you're not looking at the right one. It's the one beside it. No, it's the one beside it.
Okay.
I see where your eyes are going. It's the one beside that one.
Okay.
Okay, if you go to that tree, you can go inside of a different tree. And there's a bunch of bird people that live there, and they're super fun. They throw the most fun parties. You have to check it out if you haven't been there already.
We were so close every time.
Let's see.
I think I know
Oh.
what the big mountain is too.
Oh, if you
Yeah.
look over there, you see that palm tree on the beach with the monkey, with the two monkeys? No, you're not looking at the right one. The other one. Yes. That tree, if you fly around it 4 times clockwise, you can go to an island with a bunch of rats in it.
Do you have to fly, or can you walk around it 4 times?
I don't know. I've only flown around it.
What about?
Do you ever walk?
I can walk. And she lands on the ground. I bet you I could beat you in a foot race. That's for darn sure.
I don't know about that.
I
I have to
will.
test that out later.
Sounds like
can
you're down
you
for a
all do
game.
Things like
Not very good.
at the island of rats, is there a tree that you can also fly around to come back here?
Sure, probably. That's how I got back.
Why didn't you tell us? We could
Tell
have
you
came
what.
right away.
Oh, where's the fun in that? If I just told everyone how to come here, then everyone would be here. And you know what happens when everyone comes here? People like Mr. Stinky Pants back there, and she like points a thumb towards the smoke. People like Mr. Stinky Pants back there are gonna come and make my island stinky.
Is
Has the-
Stinky Pants
the
also
ship
Mr. Boring?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
Has
yes,
the ship
he
docked?
is.
Has the ship docked?
You can stop the ship wherever you want. I mean, you
We're
can
just-
beach it.
I want to start making my way towards the smoking island, the smoky bit that she pointed to.
Are you gonna go straight to the boring man? Oh, you're so boring.
I'll
You guys
play
should
it.
come-
Well, quick race. We'll do a quick race.
Mm.
And I'm going to take my wind step up into the air, and I'll be standing in the air next to her.
Perfect. We race. If I win, then you have to come visit my house.
Your house?
My house, and have a sleepover.
Deal.
Go. And then
Oh.
she is gonna shoot off. Give me a athletics check for me.
Have 5.
She
She cheated.
definitely cheats, but she bolts off.
She bolted too quick. She didn't say ready, set, go. She just went for it.
Zooms to the front of the ship, touches the front of the ship, zooms back, and lands back on the deck of the ship, like in front of like Kildak, and Tawny goes, "Ha! Now you all have to come to my house." And
That
I
was
want a
the
rematch.
deal.
I want a proper rematch.
I make the rules here, and there's no rematches on Te Mou Kore.
Well, then can we just play again?
Sure. And then she's gonna go,
There's someone a real dice.
ready, set, go.
I rolled a 17.
Or the 2. That time, this time it is a foot race, and she runs, and she is definitely not as fast of a runner as Wikipedia is. And she goes back and she goes, "No fair, you cheated.
I didn't cheat. You cheated.
I didn't cheat. You
And
have
I
to get
didn't cheat.
sleepover time." And she is gonna reach up and grab Tawny's hand and Kildak's hand and begin to like pull you guys like not off the ship, but like motion to be like, "Let's go to my treehouse."
Well, we gotta
Okay,
go
we
right now. I thought we were gonna go.
That was the
nighttime.
deal.
When we get tired, we'll go sleep over.
Oh, fine. No, you can't go to sleep over when you're tired. Then you're just sleeping. They have
What if-
games.
We visit the boring man first, and then
Why would we ever visit the boring man? The boring man's gonna be here. He's not going anywhere.
Neither are you.
I could if I wanted to.
Can you?
Sure.
Why haven't you then?
Sometimes I do. It's like when I came and found you guys on the Rat Island.
But you came back.
Yeah, because this is the best.
The rats
can I
aren't
This
cast
pretty
place
Detect
is
Magic?
cool, but it gets boring. What's up, Tawny?
I want to cast Detect Magic and look around.
Sure.
Oh, me too.
As
Dude,
you
better fucking not.
Tawny goes to cast Detect Magic. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wikipedia, did you take a new invocation?
I did take a
You
new
level up?
invocation.
Do you want to describe that to everyone?
I could.
I don't think it makes sense for me to talk about it if you don't describe it.
If anybody looks at Wikipedia, which I'm assuming no one has really looked at her since we arrived through the portal of Te Mou Kore, but her eyes are just a little bit brighter than before. Her green eyes just shine a little bit more, and she has Detect Magic up since we passed through Te Mou Kore.
Everybody else is allowed to fucking cast it.
Wikipedia, since Detect Magic has been up, you would see that Kildek has the 3 eyes on the missing eye side and the tentacle. And I know Tawny has described that before, but you see that as soon as
For
you
the
have
first time.
for the first time, as soon as you have Detect Magic up, and Tawny, you cast Detect Magic, and if you look at Kildek, you will see the same.
I think once we arrived in Te Mou Kore, she was overwhelmed looking at the scene. She was overwhelmed looking at the girl coming over. We had our race. And now that Kildek's talking, I think I turn and look at him, and I see this for the first time. And I think I just kind of run to the edge of the ship and vomit over the edge.
Wikipedia
You okay,
does that.
Wikipedia?
I casted it and I looked at him probably as well. You know, if we're going back a little.
Sure.
Especially since she did that, and I'm gonna go. Kodak, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Are you?
Yeah, Kildek, what you doing?
I don't know. I was gonna play a game of hide and seek. That sounded like fun.
Are you using some of her magic?
I'm not casting any magic. You told me not to.
I believe him. He's gonna play hide and seek with me.
I know,
Kildek,
but
you look like a fucking monster right now.
What the fuck?
That was rude.
Your
Seriously,
eye
thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
and tentacle are. But it
You have
doesn't.
8 eyes right now.
You only look like that when
I
you're
only have 4, I
using
think.
her magic.
Isn't it 3?
He has his normal eye, and then on the eye patch side, he has another 3.
So,
Of the 5?
4.
4. 1,
doesn't have
2,
them.
3, 4.
I
Oh, okay.
I had
I
2
thought when you said
minus
3, I
1
thought there were
plus
3
3.
new ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
And
is
then
the
1
he
is
just
covered
typically
by
only
an eye
has one
patch. So realistically, you see 1 human eye, 1 dwarven eye, and then a monster eye, and then a monster eye.
Gotcha. I thought it was on both sides.
Gotcha.
Kildek, you're covered in eyes.
All the better to see you with. No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ah,
I just have the 1. Same old 1.
Dry heave over the ship again.
It wasn't like this at the reef, right? Like, because I did
Correct.
detect magic at the reef. It is something
The
about
last time-
being here.
yes.
I'm not casting any magic. I know what we're talking about. It's not my fault.
I don't know why she has. And then I'm gonna look around the island. Does anything look different with the detect magic? I'm specifically looking for hints of her here.
Gotcha. You go around. The whole island. The island itself isn't magical, but this little pocket dimension is.
Yeah.
You don't, from where you currently are, you don't see anything magical with your eyes. If you're looking for things of her, I think the only thing that you would spot on a thorough investigation is you would see another star just go dark.
I thought we need to get to him. Something's getting worse.
Ethra nods and then begins to command people on the ship to lower the anchor and row her ashore.
Belay that.
Excuse me.
Who do
We
you
are
think you
here on. We're here on business.
My ship.
Kildak,
We
it's
should have taken
not
the Arcane Ward.
I don't care who gives the command. We need to get off the ship and onto the island.
Drop anchor.
They're like already dropping it, and they're just like, okay.
Well, to be clear, they did not move when Etheric gave
Oh,
them a
okay.
command. Like
Okay,
they were like, who is this lady? But yeah, already they're hanging the anchor already over and like, yes, Captain. Glad you gave the command. We were not going to do it without you. Yeah, they weigh anchor. Oh no, they drop anchor. Weighing anchor. Let me pull it up. They drop the anchor and they begin to lower the rowboats into the water. Forever Girl kind of is zooming around the boats at this point. And she goes, "Oh, why do you even want to go visit the boring man?"
Does he have the gold?
No, he doesn't have the gold. He's not interested in anything fun.
Do you have gold in your treehouse?
No.
What is he interested in?
Wrong answer.
I have board games in my treehouse.
Like
What
Parcheesi?
is the boring man
Yes.
interested in?
All the boring man talks about is leaving the island and making a new boat. To be fair, he has been here for a very, very, very long time.
Why didn't he use any of the ways to leave that you told us about?
Because I didn't tell him, because he doesn't play games with me. Duh.
So he never accidentally stumbled on top of the mountain?
No. He
That
doesn't. He
mountain.
barely even leaves the beach.
Oh.
That's how boring he is. Do you really want to go hang out with a boring man who does boring things?
Where's Etha? Has she like walked away to the boat? Is she a little bit further away? Or is she still right here with us?
She's close enough. She's within earshot. She's just rolling her eyes. She's not amused, and she wants this to be quicker.
And then I'm not gonna say it. I'm still keeping too many lies.
He's like, oh, there's so much more fun things to do here. He has been here for, I can't even count it on my fingers. That's how long he's been here. And he doesn't do anything.
It sounds like he's building a boat.
He's not very good at it.
Oh.
He built a raft once, and his raft sank. Do you know how bad you have to build a raft to have a raft sink?
What happened to his first boat?
What? He threw a temper tantrum, and he hurt all the people in Emirado and all of his people, and they all turned to skeletons. They were a lot less fun as skeletons, but he destroyed all the boats, and now he's mad about it. And he's been mad for ever.
Maybe 30 years?
30 years? Are you kidding me? He's been here way longer than 30 years. Well, actually, I'm not very good with math, but Emirado said that... What did he say? He said time is slower here 10 times. No, 100 times here than on the other side. He said that people think I'm really old. But I'm not. I'm just 12. But if you think he was here 30 years, and time is 100 times slower, then that means he's been here for 60 years. And that makes him old.
And when
That makes you pretty old too.
I'm not old, I'm 12.
I don't know. You're pretty old.
Not old, You're old.
No, you're old.
You're an old lady.
You're the old lady here. You've been here for more than 60 years. You're old.
Have not.
How long have you been here for?
Doesn't matter.
Sounds like a long time to me.
Doesn't matter.
Kildak is
Uh.
continually checking the math because something's not adding up. 100
She's 12,
times
dude.
30.
She's 12.
100 times 30.
Of
But
course
it's
the math's
slower
not going to
here.
math.
It's slower
It is-
here than there.
Easy math. Just add the zeros.
It's slower here than there.
Did anyone ever?
Ethra's doing the math as well, and she, like, a emotion kind of washes over her face of like confusion and realization. She goes, "She's been here for 3,000 years." He
Doesn't that mean it moves faster here?
He's been here for 3,000 years.
I don't.
So
It means it moves faster here.
this is
This is the math Kildak is doing.
this is the
Kodak
puzzle.
is-
This is the puzzle with two answers. It every year outside is 100 years inside.
So it moves faster here.
Yes.
But saying
ev-
slows down is what makes more sense.
I was
Yeah.
just trying to time travel, okay?
Uh,
Let me
when-
be.
You would imagine that if you stayed here for 100 years, only 1 year would pass on the outside.
Would I age 100 years? No.
You don't know.
Because
No, look at the
she's
12.
12.
Yep.
And
She is
she's
12.
3,000 and some.
He's 3,000 some, and apparently still alive.
Ethra,
And Ethra goes, "Yeah, no, go ahead."
yeah, because she had said he's been here 3,000 years.
Here, 3,000.
And I'm going to say, whoever you knew him as, and whoever I thought he might be, it might look wildly different.
Granted, there are some paths to immortality, but they always change your form. Humans aren't meant to live 3,000 years.
Especially in what
Not-
is essentially isolation.
Not by themselves, and certainly not on the same beach for 3,000 years.
Oh, sand would be everywhere.
Couldn't get a decent shower in 3,000 years.
I'm going to move
Oh.
to the rowboat.
You guys move to the rowboats.
I'll walk behind and
yeah.
push.
Perfect. The Forever Girl thinks this is the funniest thing ever. Like the fact that you were saying where she is like beside you, belly laughing for the first half, and then the second half of the trip, she is like walking on the water next to you. She's just flying, but like just at the and like not touching the boat, but pretending to push it and just laughing. That like 12-year-old full belly laugh, tears running down the side of her face. This is the funniest thing that she's seen in a long time. You guys get to the beach. As you guys unload off the boat, actually, to be clear, are you taking anybody from the ship with you on shore?
I mean, Ethra.
Admiral.
Yeah.
And before we got off the ship, I forgot to mention you moved to
Go ahead.
I want to turn to Marcus and be like, you know what you're doing. You know your mission. Go to shore and then come back.
Aye, aye, Captain. What is my mission?
He should still be holding the crone.
Oh, that's right. He does know his mission.
Oh.
Yes, absolutely.
What?
Yes.
What is my mission?
What is my mission? Yes.
Oh,
Right.
right.
Oh.
Right.
Anybody have a
And I'm
shovel?
gonna tell him to go to shore and come back unless someone else instructs him otherwise to come with us.
Cool. Perfect. Some of the crew wants to go and just like touch sand on the island. Particularly Bug Eye and Walnut. Really just want to be like, I just say we made it Te Mou Kore.
I think it's fair if they can beach and just not go deep into the island or into the wood, but if they want to hang out on land for a minute, I think that's fine.
Nobody leaves the beach. Don't touch the water. Don't touch the trees. Don't touch the grass. It's a beach day. Have fun.
Beach day!
something
Bug Guy is very
will-
excited.
If something wrong starts to happen, if it seems like something bad's going to happen, you heard the Forever Girl of ways to get back to our plane. Go to the tree, do your circles, and flee to Red Rat Bay.
They're like, all right, Captain, we can do that.
Oh, now I know
Beach
what
day.
the mountain is.
For sure? Because I have an
No.
idea.
I mean, I just couldn't think of a single fucking mountain. So I just finally thought of the first mountain I could think of.
The first mountain. It's Mount Everest. It comes here. You guys, as you guys get to the beach, everyone unloads. A owl bear and a bullet. An owl bear is just that, a bear with like an owl's head, a mix of like feathers on its face that blends into that thick bear fur, comes lumbering out of the forest, as well as a bullet, which is like it is a burrowing creature. It has like kind of like an armadillo with like scale plate on it. It's very bullet shaped, with like this rounded snout, and these big like snapping jaws in the front. But it is a burrowing creature that will burrow underground, and pop out in places. And I mean, it's a large creature. It's about a little bit smaller than the owl bear. And both of these creatures come lumbering out. And the Forever Girl goes, "Timothy!" and runs over and gives the owl bear a big hug. And she goes, "Look at all the people that are going to play games with us now." And she goes, "Everybody, this is Timothy. He likes long walks on the beach. And this is Lady Mudbath." And she pats the bullet on the head. "And she likes mud baths."
Huh.
Well, do they like people? Will they get along with our crew?
Well, they don't not like people. They just haven't met many people. Not
Not
since
they don't.
Esmeralda was here. They liked him.
Can our crew approach?
Sure. You see that these two like big monstrosities that are known for being like very violent creatures come like rumbling towards the crew. The owl bear just likes pets and just comes and lays down like belly up and is just getting four-handed pets from Bug Eye as he's rubbing this owl bear down. The bullet, actually, Lady Mudbath walks over and bumps Kildak in the hip and like looks up, and they kind
Is
of
that a-
recognize the
is-
beard. No, go ahead.
Is that a looks up?
Oh yeah, it's probably like, yeah. I forgot Kildak's height. Yeah, it probably like bumps you in the shoulder.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hi,
Um,
Lady Mudbath. And I like pat its head kind of awkward. I don't have very
I
good
just gotta
animal
do this.
skills.
It gives like this big shake. Yeah, it kind of recognizes the beard and the eye patch from an old friend. So it comes up. Lady Mudbath kind of rubs against you and is having a good time before moving on to another crew member. And Forever Girl turns to you guys and goes, "So, what game should we play first?"
How about
Well, it's
Find
not
Boring
first.
Man?
We just had 2 races.
What game should we play next? Gosh, you're such an old lady.
Stop calling me that. You're the old lady here.
Te Mou Kore, I make the rules. I'm 12.
Okay. Your world. We're just living in it.
You darn right.
Let's go find the boring man.
Ugh. Fine, I'll go find the boring man with you, but you have to tell me a fun story.
Okay.
Go.
And as we're walking, I start telling her of the adventures of this pirate crew who find their way in this archipelago of islands, avoiding danger from different red people who want to hurt them. They're not physically red, and they don't wear red, but they're just called red. You know,
They're just
like,
called red.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're well read. You know,
They're well read.
they're well read, and
These literate people.
yes, these literate people who wish to cause us harm, and we join they join a guild, and I accidentally intermix we and they every once in a while, and
Sure.
talk about the all the adventures that might be had on such an adventure that you could imagine.
That's sweet.
You guys crest the rolling hills that are behind the beach towards that smokestack. And as you crest the last hill, the forever girl looks over you and goes, "That was a lame story."
But it's based
How'd
on
you-
true events.
Bunch of lame people doing lame stuff. But it was fun, and I appreciate you telling me a story.
Hmm.
Boop, and she just touches you on the nose. You crest this hill, and you look down, and you see there are the remnants of two ships here. The first, very clearly a pirate ship. Only the front half remains. The back seems to have been smashed or burned. Excuse me. And the bow of the ship is completely beached with the figurehead like raised high in the sky. The sails are tattered and kind of flutter in a breeze. A ripped flag flows, and pieces of destroyed wood and burnt wood lay scattered across the beach. Compared to everywhere else on the island, which looks pristine, this beach looks in turmoil. There's a second ship here. This ship, an entire side has been destroyed. The starboard side, all the way down to like the base of the hull, has been completely ripped out. The decks have been destroyed. The captain's quarters has been absolutely shattered. The mast has been broken, and the ship is also been beached onto the sands. This ship is clearly of Thayan make. With these two ships, there's also a very haphazardly made camp set up, like a tent that's really rough, and particularly rough for having 3,000 years to build it. Like it's not well done. There's also a raft, which looks like a child like drew a raft and then tried to not replicate a raft, but then replicate the drawing of the raft. Like it's bad. The wood planks aren't lashed together in any way that like keeps it together, that keeps it tight. The mast and the small sail, the mast is completely crooked and is also a crooked piece of wood. Like, of the straight pieces of wood that you can see, the worst piece has been chosen for the mast. The sail is only connected in like two spots, so it cannot hold air. It's just a flag. And despite it being made out of wood, a naturally buoyant material, it somehow struggles to stay above the water. There's also a small campfire set on the beach, and pacing around it is a man in tattered red robes, a scraggly beard, hair draped down his face with this big bald spot on top. The tattoos that would be on his skin are hard to see from the hair that has grown, and he is pacing in like weird patterns throughout the beach, and you can see just hundreds of footprints on this beach of that he has paced over the years. And you see him pacing around this campfire.
Do I see my scepter?
You do not see the scepter. You see the Forever Girl goes, "There you go. We saw the boring man. It's slumber party time."
Well, hold on. Not yet.
You want to go talk to the boring man?
We kind of have to.
He's either going to say something boring, or he's going to say something mean, or he's going to say something crazy.
Well, she's got beef with him that she needs to get off her chest. So,
You have beef on your chest?
I'm gonna
not me.
plunge ahead.
You have beef on your chest?
She does.
Why haven't you cleaned it?
Yeah, she's part dragon. He gets messy. Don't question it.
Why would a dragon have beef on their chest?
I said don't question it.
Te Mou Kore, I can question what I want. Beef.
Where did the word Te Mou Kore come from?
I made it up.
Oh, okay. Where did you come from?
I don't know. Where'd you come from?
Well, do you have a family?
No.
Did you ever have a family?
Not that I remember.
What was it like being 11?
I don't know. I came here when I was this tall, and she holds up a hand that's like maybe 6 inches shorter than she is now. I came here when I was this tall.
Where'd you
I
come
kind
from?
of just found it by accident,
Oh.
and then every time I go back to the other place, I get a little bit taller. I don't like getting taller.
Tawny is gone.
Oh.
I said she plunged ahead. She's not sticking around for this conversation.
Tawny and Ethra both press ahead.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that the three, Kildak, Wikipedia, and
I think we're falling behind,
Yeah.
but we're keeping a healthy distance so that we're still kind of making conversation with the girl and keeping her distracted while Tawny does what she needs to, but also close enough that we can still hear what's going on with Tawny and Ethra and still kind of be a part of it if we need to.
Yeah,
Sure.
I feel like if this girl's upset, it's not good.
As we walk,
Yes.
I'm just gonna be like,
Mhm.
Ethra, I don't. This is not what I thought we were gonna be walking into. Look at him.
He's a mess. He looks disgusting. He needs a bath. Maybe 4. Maybe 3,000. Excuse me, maybe 3,000.
I like the idea that she like gagged a little, thinking about how many baths.
Oh, that's exactly right. That was superb acting. Yes,
You meant to do that.
I meant to do it.
Yeah. I just.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know how much of him is going to be intact.
Definitely not his hair.
Or his clothes.
I really like the idea of you guys just absolutely dunking on Morzemek. He's at rock bottom, and you guys just absolutely dunking on him. I
They're
respect that entirely.
6 feet behind us as we're having this serious conversation. They're like, and this, and this.
And that,
Don't forget, he looks like shit.
don't forget, he is not doing good. You see that the Perfect Girl is like, yeah, So I would go to the other place and I would get a little taller. And I don't want to get taller because when you're a big kid and when you're an old lady, you become boring. So, oh, go ask your question.
So when you were this tall,
Yeah.
where were you when you were this tall?
Oh, I don't know. I ran around a forest for a little bit. Sometimes I go play, like, if I went through the forest and I went down a path and there was a spot with like a couple little houses and a couple of kids, and I sometimes go play with them.
Hmm.
They had grown-ups, and the grown-ups were annoying and they didn't like me playing with their kids. So I ran away.
Can I do an insight check on what she is?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what that. I don't know if that is insight or
No,
arcana.
you
if
give me
I'm, like-
insight or investigation. Whatever's higher.
That is an 18.
18. I will say that you recognize her. She is a human, a pure human. But I'm going to say that on your 18, everyone's going to benefit a little bit at the same time, as everybody notices that she does not have a shadow, where everybody else does.
Well, hold on. Bigger questions.
What?
Why does everybody else have a shadow?
I don't
There's
know.
no light. The island's still lit up.
By what?
Yeah, but there's no sun.
Yes, we don't know.
It's magic. But I don't know why I don't have a shadow. The boats have a shadow. And she points like the shipwreck, which definitely casts a shadow.
Do you have a shadow when you go back to the mortal plane?
No. I got rid of that thing.
How did you get rid of it? Can you get rid of mine?
I could if you want. You can get rid of your shadow. See, the thing is have you ever seen what's it called? It's like a little thing, and then the sun will touch it, and then people can tell you that, you know, it's morning time or night time or it's time to go to bed.
A sundial?
Yeah, a sundial. You know sundial? And how like yeah, if you could get rid of a sundial shadow, then it never becomes nighttime. It never becomes afternoon. It's just always morning. So I got rid of my shadow. And now it's always morning.
And you can get rid of my shadow.
Probably. Do you want it to always be morning?
I mean, that sounds pretty cool.
I could do
I
that.
can be a lot more sneaky if I don't have a shadow.
You want
Wikipedia,
to
I
come to
think
my
that's
house and have a sleepover and you'll get rid of your shadow?
I think that's a bad idea, Wikipedia.
Shadow date, shadow date, shadow date.
Well, she seems just fine.
I'm just fine.
And she said she only stops growing when she's here. We're not going to be here forever.
Oh no, I stopped growing when I got rid of my shadow. I was growing when I was going to the other place.
I
and
thought
then
you were still growing when you went back to the other place.
No, I didn't want to keep growing. So I got rid of my shadow. And now I don't grow anymore.
She experiences no form of time.
Yeah, you can't get rid of your shadow in the other place. You have to do it here.
I don't.
We'll think about it. We'll see when we circle back. After the boring man.
The boring man.
Does a boring man still have a shadow?
Yes, because I
Okay.
haven't told him about how cool it is to not have a
Let's
shadow.
not tell him.
Deal.
How does Ethwa react to this? To hearing this about the shadow?
Give me an insight.
I can roll.
Yeah, give me an insight check. Because she's going to try to hide it. God, I wish I could roll.
You wasted your nat 20s on your pre-game rolling.
Tori firmly believes that if you roll well in the pre-session, then you waste your good luck for the rest of the session.
The other three of us.
As a
three other
halfling?
people. Everyone else rolls before we start playing a session to see how well they're going to do this game. I refuse.
And
I'm not
Aubrey got a
wasting
nat
a good
20
roll.
this time.
As a
wasted it.
halfling, I can believe you use up your luck. That adds up.
On a
I'm a
nat...
luck-based character. Sorry.
No,
my
no.
nat 20 was my pregame roll. This I got a 15 on. I didn't do as good for this.
A 15. You can tell
Shut up,
that
Tori.
Ethra's...
I heard that
You
chuckle.
Ugh.
I like that you also interrupted John. Tell me to shut up to not interrupt John.
Tawny, you see on Ethra's face that on a 15, you blew her deception out of the water. That she has other priorities right now,
Mhm.
but she clocks the concept that, like, oh, there is a way to achieve immortality here. It's doable.
Mhm.
Granted, there's still a lot of like concern and skepticism coming from this like Ethra, who is a very like book smart, run the tests, gather data compared to what this child is telling her. But she clocks the data point that like, well, there could be something here.
Yeah.
But it is clearly not her focus right now. And as you approach Morzamek, as you come up to the campfire, you see that he turns, looks at the group of you. His eyes go wide as he looks at Tawny, and he goes, Croesus, and sprints over and goes to give her a huge hug. And like bear hugs Tawny and goes, Croesus, you came back for me. And and is giving you this massive hug.
Get
Ethra is very confused.
off of me, and I push him.
You push him back. He stumbles back and goes, You're right. I apologize. But I knew you'd come back for me. I know you really didn't think all of us were lowly surface dwellers. I knew you would come. I knew it. And he looks to Ethra, like up and down, and goes, Hello, Croesus. And is just enamored by Tawny.
Hello.
Hi. He is actually, he's gonna look past Croesus. He's gonna look past Tawny real quick. Did Kildak take his sexy potion today?
Oh yeah. Something interesting was happening.
He looks at Kildak up and down.
Oh,
Smile
wait.
comes across his face, and then he. Oh,
Sorry. Is it the same day as earlier today?
Yeah, you said you took it earlier.
I just
Yes,
don't know
it is the
how
same day.
time works here.
Nope. It's the same day. You're forever sexy, right now.
Maybe I do want to lose my shot. Anyways, yes.
He like looks past Tawny real quick, like looks up and down Kildak, and then goes back to looking at Tawny. Excuse me.
What? What's going on?
Croesus, you see he puts like his hands on your shoulders, and he says, I knew you would come to see how Thayans and Druk could unite. Did you bring your army here?
Wait. What?
Did you bring the army? All of Drukul? Did you bring it here? To help us escape? To get off this stupid this island? And just kicks sand into the air. Ethra looks at you and she goes, What is happening? Is there an army we should know about?
Not that. No. She didn't. When. I'm ignoring him for a moment entirely.
Yeah, he is just kicking sand into the air.
Looking at Ethra.
Yeah.
When she returned, she didn't say anything. Ever.
Saying she didn't try to unite the Thayans in the Druk?
No. I don't.
Did
There's-
she tell you about us?
No.
Hmm.
He left
That
me
hurts
a
a little
note.
bit.
With my other relative's dead body.
Oh. Huh.
When did you I'm looking at him. When did you
Yeah.
last see Croesus?
Give me a persuasion check, because that will confuse him, because he thinks
Yeah.
you're Croesus.
I
Yeah,
know,
that was
but
a terrible
I'm too
question.
I'm too distracted. Oh, frick. 13.
Cool. He rolled a nat 1, so what he is going to do is he looks past, sees Kildak, and immediately storms over and goes, "You!" Goes right past Tawny, ignores the question, grabs Kildak by like the scruff of his shirt, goes, "You seafaring scoundrel! I will not be trapped here another day. I don't care what it takes. You're going to fix my boat!" And he points to the Thayan ship.
What?
You destroyed it with your cannons. Now you're gonna fix it.
And the
Oh,
last
he
time.
thinks you're Emerald.
Yeah. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, he does.
And
You're absolutely
when
right.
when I destroyed your ship, where did I go afterwards?
I don't know where you went. You think I took track of every single pirate that was on this island? No.
Were there a lot
Well-
of pirates on this island?
Yes,
No, because I
obviously-
burned them all.
So, hello. Flesh.
Yes.
Flesh.
Vesh?
Flesh.
Yes.
Not on fire.
You clearly put yourself out in the water. That's not my question. I'm saying fix my boat. The boat needs to be fixed so we can sail off the island. Unless you want to be stuck here too.
I heard that. Sure, I'll start. And I'll walk over to his ship and just start looking at it, fake preparing how to fix it.
Got it. It is irreparable. Like,
Oh, I know. I understand that.
Okay.
This conversation
Oh.
is going nowhere.
You see, yeah, Tawny, if you have anything to say.
I was just gonna like grab his arm and try to get him like focused back to me and just be like, focus. What?
Croesus, with both hands on your face. You came back for me.
I don't. Do I see my scepter now that I'm down here?
You do not. If you want to ask him about it, you can.
I know, but I don't want Ethra to know I'm looking for it.
That's fair. Ether is actually going to chime in at this point and go, Zulker Morzamek, your mageness, your highness. He's not highness. That doesn't make any sense. She's going to go, Zulker Morzamek, we have a ship here. You can come back with us. We sailed here on a ship. It's on the other beach if you would like to return with us. And he like slaps her hand away and goes, no, there are no other boats. I have all the parts here. Matter cannot be destroyed. All the material that was burnt, I have the ashes in those sacks right there. It simply must be transmuted back to wood, then applied back to the hull. The nails. I'm missing 3 nails. You get started. I will find them. There's a sack of nails over there. I will find the missing 3. I'll find them soon. And then he goes onto the ground and starts to sift through the sand, looking for 3 nails.
Morzamek, why do you want an army? Why?
He stops. Yeah, go ahead.
Why is this? Am I working with you?
Give me a intelligence saving throw with disadvantage.
got a nat 20, but it doesn't matter.
What's the other roll, Aubrey?
9.
You
10.
feel the dragon take over. It pushes. It's gonna push Ethra away, and the full dragon of Tawny comes out. And the Forever Girl just goes, "Now that's cool." And Morsmek is going to look up at the dragon and say, "You got very purple, Croesus. Is everything okay?"
Why? Why would you want an army?
Well, it was your idea, Croesus. You wanted to burn all the cities and rule. You said you were robbed of ruling instead of being queen of everything. They decided to put you as the door guard for a bunch of, I believe your words were, cowards and simpletons, if I remembered correctly. You said that it wouldn't be far more efficient just to conquer the whole thing. I assume that you come back with an army by now. It's been quite some time.
Where is it?
Where's what?
Where is it?
Where's what? What do you want?
You know what I want. Where is it?
Give me an intimidation check.
Is he scared by this fucking dragon shouting at him?
He's a little bit scared by the dragon.
I'm a little scared about this dragon shouting at me.
That is a 26.
Cool. He rolled a 2. So he's gonna go. His eyes go wide and he goes, "Oh, the scepter! Yes, of course I have it." And then he like scrambles to his feet. He dusts his legs off, and then begins to stride towards the ship. He goes, "Yes, I have it. Why do you need it back? Were the polymorph potions not enough? True polymorph, if I remember correctly."
I'm gonna try
And
to
he's gonna turn.
change
Yeah,
back.
give me a intelligence check.
That is 21.
Cool. You revert back into Tawny.
I don't.
You see that he goes, "Yes, of course. Were the polymorph potions not enough? True polymorph, if I remember correctly."
Why? Do you remember when you saw me last?
He goes, "Why, yes. If I remember correctly, we murdered your niece. I took the scepter, as was the exchange, and then you flew away into the sky as a dragon. Much more red dragon, if I remember correctly. Still, a little purple in there, but less. You're very purple now." You see Ethra is going to butt in at this point and be like, "Morsmek, the material plane is cracked. You cracked it when you came here. There's something bad coming through from the abyssal plane. Where is your research in the abyss?" And he's going to grab her back and go, "Research into the abyss? We're in it. This place is worse than the abyss. It doesn't get worse than this. We're trapped here forever." He goes, "I don't have research on the abyss. Why would I research the abyss? Everything is trapped in there. Nothing comes out of the abyss." Yeah. What do you think? Why would I research this? Gosh. And he's going to turn and begin to storm into the hull of the ship. As he passes Kildak, he's going to stop and go, What progress has been made? What have you done so far?
It's almost done. I'm waiting on, looks like 4 nails.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage. You can add the hat because that's hysterical. The concept of being like, we're almost like, there's this massive hole. Like, we're almost done. We're down 4 nails. And then, yeah, go ahead.
He's only looking for 3.
I was just gonna say, not only are you saying I only need 4 nails, but also that means his count of how many nails there should have been is wrong.
I rolled a dirty 20, which is very bad when I have a plus 15. I rolled a 5 and a 1.
He stops dead in his tracks. His head slowly turns down to you. He goes, 4 nails, did you say?
Yeah, just 4. You know, like there's 2 on side.
Yes, of course. I will get rid. I'll find the nails. I
No
will
rush.
Recount all the nails, and then like slowly begins to make his way onto the ship. Is Tawny following him?
Yeah, but like so slowly at first, like just like so like stuck in what the fuck did I just hear? Like suspected it, but hearing it and then knowing the extra stuff and the full plan and just
as he gets into the ship, he is going through some of the rubble, and everyone can see this. Like, you are within view of everybody. And what he says next, he says it low enough that only you can hear. And he goes, so, did those polymorph Persians serve you well? By the sounds of it, it wouldn't take much to deceive that fool of a brother. Tell me, was it everything you wished for when they placed that crown on your head? And he like pauses and looks over at you. Give me an intelligence saving throw. Disadvantage if I didn't say it.
That's a 14.
Are you inside the ship?
She is inside the ship.
Fuck.
A 14 just meets the DC. You don't turn to a dragon, but every semblance of dragon that could come out does. The claws, any amount of scales, the teeth, yeah. Oh, anything that could bleed through, bleeds through right here. Oh, Croesus, you don't look as happy as I expected you to. You were so excited about it.
She gave up. She's...
Well, if it makes you feel any better, when we finally get off this island, I will ascend to Arcanus, and we will bring the full might of our people to bear on the squabbling simpletons of this realm. Aren't you excited? Finally, you and me, side by side, ruling the material plane. Ah, wonderful.
Give me the scepter now.
You see Morzamek pushes the last pieces of debris away. There is a old rotted chest covered in ash and sand and blood, and he cracks it open, and it is completely empty. And he looks down and goes, "It's in my tent. I apologize profusely, Croesus. I kept it close on my person." He turns around and begins to book it out of the ship.
I found one. Only 3 left.
He grabs you and kisses you on the lips and says, "Excellent," and then keeps moving by.
Yeah, Tawny comes out from the boat following, and you guys can see, like, talons are out, teeth are, like, elongated in a dragon way that no one's seen before. Like, there's, like, almost scales with the lightning on her as she's
yes,
furious.
Lightning all over. Oh, yeah.
She almost looks as worse as you do, Kildak.
What the fuck? Why? I look beautiful today.
That's the way I see it.
She's being really mean to you, huh?
I know.
You can see what I can see.
She's gonna lean over to Wicked P and go, "Can you see his inside?"
Yes. It's very slimy. Yeah.
Did I overhear that at all?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Being an idiot and now realizing that Wikipedia has X-ray vision, I definitely cover like my crotchal region.
That ain't helping.
Ew. You see that Ethra, like, gets out of Tawny's way. One, because Tawny is, like, you know, as she is right now. Sparking.
Seething.
And you also, like, whispering under her breath, "No studies in the abyss. How are you Zulker for 30 years and not study the abyss?" And is like horrified and is trying to figure out how to solve their next problem. Goes into his tent. You see he flips up the, like, sleeping roll that he's been using, pushes over some dirt and some sand, reaching down and pulls out of his tent the sand covered, almost like rusty scepter of the Dame, and goes to hand it back to you, and says, "Together we will conquer everything," and then extends it out to you.
I'm gonna grab it.
As soon as you grab it, all of the sand and the dirt and the grime immediately shed off of it. The rust is blasted away, and the purple crystals that embellish it immediately alight as it instantly attunes to Tawny.
And as my hands grip the scepter, thunder is going to ripple throughout, and it's going to feel like it's in everyone's brain, just stuck in there, loud and booming, as lightning is then gonna flash, and it's not coming just from the sky, it's coming up from Tawny and around her and down from the sky, and then dragon wings of lightning are going to extend from Tawny's back as she grips the scepter of Dame, lifting her up from the ground 10, 20, 30 feet into the air. And as the lightning continues to crackle around her, shooting to the ground, she is transforming. You watch first her brown hair that had streaks of purple in it almost flows around her as it brews with electricity, and it turns to this deep midnight violet. Her ears, which had always been kind of walking the line of appearing human, are gonna elongate. And it's kind of like when Kildak takes his sexy potion, except when he does that, it takes his, like, natural attractiveness and turns him into something, like, sexy that people of the material plane would find attractive. but Tawny is becoming something else. Her features, which are already like sharp, are going to sharpen. Her eyes, which were brown and only flash purple when she chose to, become fully alive. Purple and silver storms swirl within them. There's slanted silks like a dragon within them, and they resemble like the idea of the power that is now brewing through her as Tawny becomes something divine, celestial, ancient. Because the thing is, Tawny has been down on the material plane for months now without completing the Drukgyal ritual, which was when she was supposed to come down and be past the Scepter of Dame. But now she has it, and while she was powerful before, she is forged into something anew as she holds the scepter and crackles with power and lightning, and she is fully transforming into what she was born to be. Tana, the fierce of Druk Galapo line and chosen warrior Druk, protector of the material plane. And in this moment, she is also experiencing something that none of the other Druks have ever experienced before, which is that she was down on the material plane and spent months without this transformation, without the scepter, without this power. And during that time, she fought for her control between the two forms, and her grip became so tight on that she began to blend and merge those forms into one, as we've seen with her dragon speaking common and her mortal form having fangs and claws and scales now. And the existence that mingling those forms together that Tawny experienced is not something she is ready to let go of. And so as she grips the scepter and she is doing her transformation into the warrior Druk fully, teeth, the razor sharp that were there and exposed, are going to just like elongate even more as she roars, and divine purple light is going to glow from her skin as the talons that she became so fond of just come through, and they were already there, but now they're longer and sharper and more apparent as she forces this extra bit of transformation and what it means for Tawny to be a warrior Druk through. And the dragon wings of lightning that are surrounding her and raising her up into the air are also going to grow until a huge lightning version is surrounding her, taking the form of an ancient dragon. And she's just encased inside this like ancient dragon version of herself, and that dragon's gonna roar with her. And then as the transformation completes, with the changes and the physical and the power Tawny demanded from her power and heritage, the lightning dragon is going to dissipate back into the wings, and then the wings are going to beat and fall down as she lands on the ground, and then that is going to also dissipate into the lightning that's just swirling around her. And she is going to look Morzmek in the eye, because he just said, let's work together, we're going to take over. And after everything that has just been revealed, she's going to say, you stupid fool. You led the dragon straight to you. You thought Croesus would return for you? You are nothing. You should have kept the scepter and never left me a fucking note on where to find you. You were better off stuck on this island for an eternity, losing your fucking mind. And the lightning's gonna crackle some more, and I'm gonna say, you better get on your fucking knees and beg for mercy. You are playing in a war between gods, and you will be squashed like the ant you are. And then everyone in the area needs to make a wisdom throw.
Sure.
Everyone 120 feet around Tawny. Specifically Morzmek. And I don't know how much that's going to react around things. Wikipedia.
I'm going to take Forever Girl and just kind of like turn her around and cover her eyes and ears. You
I
said
actually.
It's a wisdom saving throw. Wikipedia, you make this with advantage.
Yeah.
So I kind of see your anger swelling. You say get on your knees, and Kildak just immediately kneels. He's not on his knees begging, but he is kneeling. And unfortunately, he's become very versed in people invading his mind. So as a reaction, he's learned to put up mental barriers, and actually, as a second level spell, mental barrier, I get advantage against your wisdom saving.
Perfect.
Nice. This is
Kildak has. Yeah. Go ahead.
this is targeted mainly at him. I just don't think she has the control right now to not have it hit everyone else as well.
Oh, definitely not. Morzmek rolled a 6. Ethra rolled a 15.
What is it? Wisdom?
Yes. It is wisdom, and the DC is 17.
Oh, thank
Cool.
God. I got an 18.
Nice. I got a 21.
Wow.
Good.
Forever Girl is going to be affected by it, but with the protection of Wikipedia is going to have isn't going to take all of the
Mm-hmm.
negative effects because she's being sheltered by Wikipedia. Ethra and Morzmek take the full blast of this. Ethra, terror in her eyes, drops to her knees. Morzmek falls onto his back and begins to scramble away from Tawny. So he's moving away from Tawny and towards Kildak and Wikipedia. And he goes, "You're not Croesus. I don't know who you are." And like terror in his eyes, and is like scrambling, kicking his feet in the sand away as he desperately tries to get away. Yeah.
I don't know why Croesus would have ever. I don't know who she thinks she is.
We can strike the same deal. I can make more polymorph portions. You can take the place of whoever's going to be named ruler next. You can take their place and you can be the ruler. I understand Croesus was gypped of being the ruler, sent down here to meddle with all the peasants. I understand. I can offer you the same deal. I can get you the same. I can get you everything. All we can conquer. Please.
This is everything I ever wanted. And then I'm gonna point my finger at him, and lightning is going to shoot out and attack him.
You do not have to roll to hit. He's prone on the ground. He is slow moving. Are your intentions to kill?
Yeah.
Describe to me how it is done.
Okay, so the lightning just like it's swirling around her right now as just like the high of getting powerful. Tawny is now a level 20 character. And it's just all around, and it comes down her arm and arcing in just multiple purple rays. It goes at him, and I think he just like burns, and it's not fire, and so it's a little slower as it just takes over him, and she just like takes some of this vengeance out upon him.
As you do this, you see Ethra turns and just goes, "No! No! There's nothing. He's gone. He's gone."
There was nothing left of him. He was gone before we got here.
Ethra is on her hands and knees in front of what is left of Morzmek's body, and goes, he's gone. We know nothing about fixing this. If we do fix it, I have to run the whole bureau.
Oh, you're going to do more than that, Ethra.
A slow head turns to you, horrified and shaking.
When we fix this, you are going to return to the Red Wizards, and you are going to make them get rid of every single slave that they have. They are going to become an renewed coalition of Red Wizards and society and government, and you will ensure it, or you will all be decimated.
Aye.
Arcanist. The Arcanist will never stand for it. He'll never let you.
You can become the Arcanist. We know exactly how to do it, don't we now?
We could. I could be the Arcanist.
If that's what you need to enact this change, you will do it gladly.
We could do that. I won't be the Arcanist of anything if we can't stop what's coming out of the reef.
Yeah.
Wikipedia, you feel the Forever Girl fight to get out of your grip. If you would like to keep her here, give me an athletics check. If you would like, you let her go. She sprints across the beach and then takes off into the air and flies towards the tree houses.
I think I would have, once I saw her like start running, I would have followed behind her. I'm gonna start windstepping behind her.
Cool. Definitely not as quick as she is, but you never lose sight of her.
Yeah, definitely gonna trail after her.
Look, where are you going?
She's gone. I'm going to the tree houses.
Oh, okay. I'll see you there.
You see Ethra turns to Tani and goes, how do we get off this island?
We have a ship.
I don't know if that's going to be enough. And she just kind of looks around and is not confident that Morzamek really knew what was going on.
When we came in through the water arching up, did that all disappear behind us?
Yes, there's no.
Oh, okay.
It's not like a portal out. Yep. Ethra is going to look to the two of you and go, what do we do now?
Well, I did promise that little girl that I'd play a game with her. And...
Play a game? She is a child, and we're talking about the end of the world.
Yes, and if I play a game with her for an hour and a half, it's literally 60 seconds back in the real world. I think we can spare an hour and a half to satiate this immortal creature that I really don't want to upset. Are you disagreeing with that?
Come back for
No,
we need
I don't
you are
disagree with that.
planning to be this Arcturus or whatever. She's your ticket.
Canis.
Yeah.
Yes, fine. We'll play a game with the girl, if that's what it requires.
Also, she might be our ticket off of here. If sailing's not going to work, she does know how to leave. Granted, I really don't want to abandon the guppy here, but I understand there's bigger things at stake than a pile of wood.
Excellent. She nods and goes, so we're going to the tree houses.
I mean, I'm not in charge necessarily, but yes.
Yeah. She looks over to Tawny. Is that what we're doing?
Tawny is just like looking at like her own like skin and hands and like what this transformation looked like because this isn't the way that she thought it was going to happen. And it was supposed to happen like right after the big ceremony on Drukgyal. It was supposed to happen with her aunt. It was supposed to be like this huge deal. And it happened on a cool island, but like on an abandoned beach. And like immediately things are getting thrown back into like, we have so much going on. Wikipedia just ran off with this girl. Like the moment that it was supposed to be for her is like over precedented by everything that's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, she told us of the ways. She told Wikipedia ways to get off, but that's
the closest
a single person. That's
the-
not.
Even if we all if we all fly around the tree and go to Red Rat Bay, it would take us days to get back to and acquire a ship, and then days again to get back to the reef. We don't have that kind of time.
What does the lock look like?
You pulled the lock. The lock is still intact. It is still glowing, and you see that Ethra goes, "May I investigate that?"
Yeah.
She takes it. She's gonna cast Identify on it, and
It's a lock.
she goes, "This item, it modifies a plane shift spell. Modifies it to take a entire ship instead of a group of individuals. But like all plane shift spells, it requires a item that is attuned to the plane that it is coming. Now, I'd be willing to bet that that star you threw into the sky was attuned to Te Mou Kore.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything attuned to the material plane? Because I do, and it's on the arcane ward.
I thought there was going to be more of a challenge with the ship.
No, I don't. As soon as she says that, she's gonna reel back. I apologize.
I'm gonna.
Do we know the pirate? The pirate. He traveled back and forth from the island. He must have had something to attuned.
This is what he
Correct?
left us, and I'm gonna pull out the map and the compass.
You pull out the map and the compass. She kind of starts to look through it, and she's like, "No, these aren't." She just kind of identify them. As you're doing this, Kildek and Tawny, you look up and you see that his ship,
Mm-hmm.
Captain Emerald's ship, the Leviathan, which you have actually seen in person. Granted, it was ghastly, and this version is kind of like just pieces of it. But pieces of the Leviathan are on this beach. And
Was
she's
it
like,
this?
No.
And I pull out, like, I just hold up an empty hand, and then suddenly Scourge is there.
She
This is
looks at it.
attuned.
She goes, "No, not to the material plane."
What about something from the ship? And
Like the figurehead?
I'll look around. No, the Leviathan Emerald ship. Look, Kildek, it's around us.
Yeah, the figurehead.
Cool. Both of you give me investigation checks You can both do it with advantage because you have time and you have Ethra with you. In the meantime, Tawny, you make it back. Not Tawny, excuse me. Wikipedia, you make it back to the tree houses of the Forever Girl, and she shows you to her bedroom. In one of the tree houses, you see it is decorated very similar to, honestly, very similar to how like you had decorated the bedroom in the Hospital. You see that she has attempted to make a couple different beds and has just pushed them all together. It looks like she stole a bunch of blankets from places all around the world and has like a mismatch of carpets and blankets and pillows in here. Some of them are like clearly like peasants things. There is a pillow that looks like it could be that of like a king's, like this beautiful pillow, huge, like stretches the like more than the length of one of the beds and like flops off to either side. She has both like paintings in here and drawings that she has done and other things that she has taken from other places and hung on the walls. She has drawings of places. Some of them you recognize. You recognize one of like Baldur's Gate, of like the actual gate of Baldur, and then a bunch of other places that you don't really recognize. You come into this bedroom and she goes, "Man, after all this time, I finally get to show you my bedroom. This is where I live."
It's very nice. It's a nice bedroom. Are you
Thanks.
okay?
Am I okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just ran. I'm out of breath.
Yeah, the dragon was really scary.
Scary.
Yeah.
But it's okay. She's friendly.
She wasn't very friendly to the boring man.
I told you. She had beef with the boring man. But she's friendly to us.
I thought she had beef on her chest.
For the boring man. She got it out. We're good. She's good now.
Oh,
She's not going to be scary to you. I'm sorry.
what if she has beef with me?
She doesn't have beef with you. I'm sorry.
Okay. Are you sure?
I'm very sure. I'll pinky promise.
Nothing is. There's no role needed for a pinky promise. That's locked in.
It is locked in.
It is locked in. She nods.
But your room is so nice.
Thank you. I found some of these games. I found them. I found them completely unattended. And she opened
That's how I find most things, and I start pulling out like little trinkets from my bag of folding. I just found these too.
you exchange trinkets for a little bit.
I show her one of the potion bottles of like the inky that kind of like moves up and down really weird. We don't open it. We don't touch the lid of this. We just look at this one. We look at this one from a distance. We don't know what it does.
She kind of shakes it. She goes, "Why would anybody want to grow up to be an adult?"
It's a great question. I don't think anyone wants to grow up to be an adult, but everyone has to. You know, we don't really get to make that choice.
Well,
But I guess you did.
well, and she nudges on the shoulder. Not everyone has to grow up, right?
Yeah, not everyone has to grow up.
Well, she stands up and she goes, "So, how long are you guys staying for?"
Well, hopefully not too long. Maybe we'll take a nice rest here and play some games with you, and then maybe you can help us off the island.
I can try. I don't really know how much help I can be. I know Emirado, he kind of got on and off on his own. And I can help you, go different places, but I can't take your boat with me.
You can't take the boat. You don't know how to move it.
No.
Okay, that's okay. We'll figure it out. We can figure it out together. It's like another puzzle, like another game.
Yeah. I don't know. This may sound bad, but I hope you guys stay a while. Your friends look fun, and she points down to the beach, and you see on one of the palm trees, they currently have Rainbow Pirate tied up and hanging from the tree that she said sends you to Red Rat Bay. He's on a rope, and they are like swinging him around the tree as fast as they can. Like, what's that game called? Where the
Tetherball.
Tetherball, yeah. They are tetherballing him to this tree, and just Bug-Eye is just ripping him around the tree, and Marcus is like cheering him on in the back, and you see them just like ripping Rainbow Pirate around the tree. She goes, they look like a lot of fun to hang around.
They
You guys
are pretty fun. They're pretty fun people.
You're so lucky. You get to hang out with them whenever you want.
You can hang out with us whenever you want. You
guys
found
can-
us at Red Rat Bay. You can find us again. Or you can come with us for a little while. The
Maybe.
adventures are fun. Being on a boat is so much fun. That's why I first joined the boat. I was just looking for adventure and looking for something fun to do. And, ship life's pretty fun. You get to see a lot of places. But I mean, you've probably seen a lot more places than I have by the looks of it.
Yeah, if I'm out there for too long, I don't know. The people, they make me nervous. If I feel
Well,
like
then you stick with me. If they make you nervous, we'll make them nervous.
I don't know. It's hard to talk to strangers, and I don't know if I'm going to say the right words, and if I'm around people for too long, I want to come back here. It's nice here. I know all the things here. I know all my zip lines. I know all my ladders. And don't get me wrong, I love the adventure, but it's nice to just go home sometimes, right? Do you ever just go home sometimes?
I haven't been home in a while.
Maybe you should try it. Maybe it'll make you feel better.
Maybe if you come with me.
Maybe. If you can show me where it is, then maybe I can find a spot that goes out to it. And then I can just come here and back.
Deal.
Deal. She's going to spit into her hand and then offer it out to you.
And I'll shake it, expect nothing less.
Perfect. Going back to Kildak and Tawny, what are those rolls for investigation?
18.
I got a 19.
Nice.
Suck it.
Tawny, you go through the scraps of the ship. It takes you guys about an hour to pick through it. You find there is a golden idol that looks like, because you found it in the captain's quarters, it looks like this was the item that they used to get back to the material plane. It clearly used to be attuned to it. In the battle, it was cracked and fractured and no longer holds that magic. And when you look at it with like a detect magic, you see that it is like still has like the remnants of the magic, but the attunement to the material plane is gone.
Well,
Kildak, yes.
oh yeah, sorry.
you
Continue.
you find something different, but go ahead of what you were going to say.
Nope. Say.
You are going through the ship, and you're looking through it. You're going through, and you find that there is you move a rug over, and you see that there's a trap door that leads to like a little secret compartment in the ship. And you check it out, and you find 10 pieces of gold down there, mostly just scraps. But what you do come up with is a thought hits Kildak's mind. And normally the investigation check would be very high for this. But before we started the campaign, before we started filming, on our very first day of doing our pre-session, I read a snippet to our players to get them to understand the world that we were in. And I read this on camera as well, but this is the bit that I read. I had said, "We begin our tale of adventure and glory, as with any good pirate story, with a ship. 6 years prior, amid the Moonshale Isles, a young war hero of the Goblin Wars commissioned a vessel. Although this brigantine was fashioned by the best shipbuilders of the coast had ever seen, what truly set this ship apart was that it was made for the sole purpose of piracy. It is a two-masted brigantine, with a sturdy main deck low to the water, making it faster and more maneuverable than other ships, which sacrifice speed to keep a safe distance, to keep a safe height above the waves. Its cannons sit atop deck, setting the most vulnerable parts of enemy hulls right down their sights. Below lies the quarters, a deck devoted to sleeping, eating, gambling, and drinking. All things a captain needs to keep a rowdy crew satisfied. Many pirates felt at home here, the lantern-lit tables, on sheepskin cots, or amongst friends in the smoky lounge. The final deck, the cargo hold, sat below the crew's quarters and held food, water, and spoils the crew accumulated. The entire cargo hold was lined with arcane depictions of eyes, hourglasses, runes of divination, in order to conceal the ill-gotten goods from prying eyes. This ship, to insult the heirs of the Neverwinter crown, was christened the Depressed Guppy. As soon as I read this, the first thing out of Jake's mouth was, I bet Captain Gorehand had hid some secret compartments in this ship. Ones that even Kildak wouldn't have known about. Things that nobody would know. And in this moment, that thought pops into Kildak's mind.
Guppy has secret storage too. Tawny, the Depressed Guppy has to have like little hidey holes and things we've never seen before. Because honestly, I never really bothered to look.
Okay.
Maybe there's something hidden in one of those holes?
You think that the guppy itself or something in a secret compartment has a tie? That the guppy can be our key back?
I know you never met Gorehand, but saying he was prepared for anything is an understatement. And even more so, he was very familiar with all legends. If there was any question he was ever like, oh, maybe I'll stumble into Te Mou Kore, he would have something to be prepared to get home. And plan D, how hard is it to attune something to the material plane? Like, could we just zip off to Red Rat Bay, do that tree, attune something to the material plane, and zip back?
Ethra goes, it's possible. The object would need to be able to withstand the enchantment. It would be difficult, but it might be possible. We also are assuming that we can get back here. And if we can't, then everyone else is trapped. We don't have the key unlocked. Like, there's a chance that everyone is trapped. It could be doable.
Let's check the Depressed Guppy.
Yeah, you don't sound confident. Okay, yeah, let's go check the Depressed Guppy.
You guys begin to move back to the Guppy. At the same time, the Forever Girl.
Yeah, as we're
absolutely.
walking, I just want to let Wikipede kind of know what's happening. Hey, Wikipede, we're checking in. We're going back to the Depressed Guppy to try and figure out a way off the island. We're not leaving yet. Enjoy playtime. And then I'll let you know what we find.
Thanks. We're just playing some games. Let me know if you need us.
You and the Forever Girl play around as, you know,
I'd like to take a second to ask her, very politely, you never told me your name.
My name? People just call me the Forever Girl.
Is that what you want to be called?
I guess so.
Do you like being called that?
I don't mind it. It has a fun ring to it.
It is fun, I agree. I do enjoy Forever Girl. But
Do you have a better name?
I'm not going to pick your name. That's for you to decide, with your heart. Whatever your heart wants to be called. Does your heart have a name?
Not yet, but I'll think about it. I usually don't talk to people very often, and so Emirado just called me girl.
Well, that's kind of rude of him.
Well, Emirado wasn't really his name, but I called him it anyway, so that was fair.
Well, fair is fair then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel bad for him.
I don't.
But next time, if you come up with a name for yourself, you find me and you let me know.
Okay, I'll think about it.
You should. Name your heart.
Name my heart. Oh, did you want to have a shadow party? And she is going to rustle through one of the drawers in her room and pulls out a piece of rock that she says has been pulled off of the mountain. But the piece of rock, although jagged and not like in no way finely made, clearly just a piece of broken rock, resembles in a way a knife or a dagger. And she goes, with this, we can just cut that bad Larry right out.
That sounds quick and easy.
It was a piece of cake. You just gotta know. Most people just probably just don't think about it.
No. I'm just gonna think to, I guess, Tawny and Kildak, but mostly just Kildak. Is it a bad idea?
I'm sorry?
Is it a bad idea? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
You heard.
unequivocally. It's truly atrocious, and if given the
Who are you talking
opportunity, I can't promise I wouldn't do it.
I'm laughing at Kildak, and I just think, myself. The voices in my head. Just going over if I think this is a good idea.
Well, if you want, you can do it yourself, and she will hand you the stone dagger.
It makes it that much harder, or
Do
easier.
you take it from her?
I'm hesitant. I don't know what I want to do. I think if she hands it to me, and I'll hold it. And do I see anything with my eyes?
It is definitely magical. Yes, it is definitely magical. As you touch it, you don't need to attune to it to realize what it does. You feel that this dagger, the dagger of Te Mou Kore, can be used to cut away one shadow and sever time's connection with them. They can no longer be touched by time. The benefits of this is you no longer grow old, you no longer age, and you no longer you cannot die of old age. You are locked into your current state of youth. The downside of it is Wikipedia will never be able to level up again. She cannot gain levels. She cannot gain power. She is locked. Time cannot touch her. She is locked in stasis where she is. If you worked out forever and ever, you would not grow stronger. If you studied immensely, you would never grow smarter. You are locked into the current state that you are. But
do you not
you would
heal
never-
either? Like time, like when you cut yourself, like your
Yeah.
skin heals itself. Do you not heal?
I think that you could heal. I think you would be able to heal. I don't think that's a side effect of it. But that is interesting. I didn't think about that. That would be fun. No, you can heal.
But you can't get smarter?
You can't get smarter. Mechanically, your character sheet is locked in.
But that
aside
means you
from equipment.
can't lose anything.
That is true.
Except your mind.
I'm going to be like eye level with her, if I'm not already,
Mhm.
and just pose the question to her. Do you think I need this?
I don't think so.
What
I
could
mean,
be-
you had mentioned getting rid of your shadow, but you seem to doing pretty fine with whatever you got going on.
Ask her if there's any way to reattach it. Like with soap or something.
Like soap.
What's soap?
Do you not bathe?
No.
Girl, you need to take a bath. Okay, you're coming on the ship with us, and we're gonna go get you some soap.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna take a bath.
No.
Yep, and we put the knife down, and I'm taking her out of the treehouse.
Cool. You make your way back to the beach. You guys get there about the same time that Kildak and Tawny get there. You see that they got tired of swinging Rainbow Pirate around the tree, but they've left him hanging from his waist by the the rope that they tied up there. And they are currently playing with Timothy and Lady Mudbath.
I'm
can I-
taking her to our boat, and we're gonna make our way down to like where the cots are. I'm gonna find some soap and start setting up like a small barrel filled with water, and however long it takes for me to like grudgingly like take her clothes off and like get her in this tub and scrub her down.
She is unhappy, and every time, if you're not holding down, she just tries to fly out of the barrel.
No,
And then-
I get it. I know that this is going to be a fight with this child, and I am going to wash her.
You're such an old lady.
Shut up! You haven't washed, you pig. Yeah, you stink like one.
Yeah, you give her a bath.
I'll be
Bab-
doing that while the other two are doing what they need to do on the ship.
Perfect. I will say that Babbles Bobble also will request a bathe as well,
Oh,
even if he just
I'll throw him in like a little, like almost like a little rubber ducky for him.
perfect.
She can play with Babbles Bobble while we bathe. Keep her distracted.
He's a fat little goblin. And yeah, Kildak and Tawny and Lady Ethra make
Uh,
it back to the ship.
When we get to the beach and see Rainbow Pirate hanging,
Yes.
can I just throw my dagger at the rope to try and free him?
Yeah. You don't have to rope her.
I don't
Okay.
really want to like put too much effort in it. Just like kind of nonchalantly just see him and be like, "Ah," just
You cut him down. He lands face first in the dirt. And the crew goes, "We don't know what's wrong with the tree. We couldn't get him to go anywhere."
Tawny looks immensely.
oh.
Tawny looks what? A mess or amazing?
Immensely different.
That is true. Bug-Eye is the first to come over and go, "Tawny, you look taller."
got a lot more than being taller. And I'm just gonna go like this, and like lightning just like kind of like strikes and then just like holds in my palm.
Oh. Wow. Can you do this all the time?
Now.
And Bug Eye's gonna come and give you a big hug. And goes, "You've got your scepter. You reach your, what did you call it? Potential?
Yeah. Potential.
Yeah, you did it." And is gonna go and give you a big hug. And you can hear, like, as Bug Eye is hugging you, you can hear Marcus go, like, under his breath, it's gonna go straight to her head. And Bug Eye releases you, and says, "So, what are we doing next? Where's the gold?" And Marcus goes, "Yeah, where's the gold?"
That's a great question. I don't know yet. We're still working on it.
Can we hunt for it? Gold hunt.
Yeah, the island seems pretty safe, actually. You guys want to go look for it?
Gold hunt. Gold hunt.
Yeah, meet back on the beach in like an hour and a half or so.
Back on the beach, hour and a half. You got it, Captain. And Marcus starts to organize the crew to begin to search the island.
I'm gonna pull aside the Admiral before he goes.
Yeah.
And just be like, you've been on the boat for a while.
Sure.
Do you know of any secret compartments on the boat that perhaps we haven't seen yet? We're looking for a link, an attunement back to the other plane.
Jeez. To be honest, nothing that we haven't already like used for stuff that we've been doing. The only spot I've never checked is the captain's quarters. To be honest.
Oh my god, what if it's the book? Treasure half-breeds, my god.
Oh,
My God.
Go ahead and tunes the book.
You dirty dog, Gorhan.
As we go to the depressed guppy, I'm gonna look at Etha and I'm gonna be like, when we're going down, it doesn't get cleaner. It's not nice.
Hey,
Get worse.
Oh.
this is my ship. Our ship. My ship. And you're not going to talk about it like that. It's
Your
beautiful.
ship is disgusting.
Then go back to your ship.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, no, there's a Thayan ship on this island. You can go there.
Oh, shut your mouth.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna go to the captain's quarters first. Detect magic. Searching for something.
Sweet. You detect magic. You don't see anything magical that you wouldn't have put there. Who else is searching? Killer, are you searching?
Yeah, I'm looking in my room, and I'm not doing detect magic. I am looking for little latches. Maybe I'm looking for like physical runes because the bottom of the ship is so engraved with runes. If there's something hidden, maybe there's a rune or something.
Gotcha. You don't. Give me an investigation check.
Also, I still have my eyes up down in the quarters, even though I've never seen down here. This is the first time I'm seeing it with these eyes.
Gotcha.
Not that I'm looking for anything, but this is the first time I'm down here with the eyes.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think you see anything magical there. Jake, is that a 5?
That is a 5.
You even with detect. Do you say you cast detect magic?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything in the first mate's quarters, and you hear Tawny going through the captain's quarters.
I'll go check the steering wheel, like the center of it. Maybe there's a button. That'd be cool.
You go to the steering wheel. You've seen the steering wheel for a long time, and there's nothing.
I twist all
On-
the spindles. I push all the because it's wood. We don't have I guess we do have
Yeah,
nails
oh,
because
yeah.
we were just talking about nails. But they used to use like wooden pegs. So I'm like pressing
yeah.
all the wooden peg ends. Maybe one's actually a button. It takes a really long time.
You go through. At the end of the day, you don't think that Gore hand would leave it that someone could accidentally press a button
Yeah, that makes sense.
on there.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna separate from Ethel. I'm assuming she's searching as well, and go to Kildak and be like, it's either in the hold that's encased in stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or we run low on time and you need to do your way. I don't want to do it, but we need off this island.
Let's go check the hold. I'll look for like little levers and stuff, and you can look for magic and stuff.
Both of you give me investigation checks, and Wikipedia, you're down here too, so you can give one as well.
Is
Sure.
Wikipedia in the
Did
hold?
she come all the way down?
Oh, she-
I'm not, but
She's-
oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you're in the hold. My apologies.
I'm still bathing a child.
You are bathing a child. That is correct.
Did you say Arcana?
Yeah, if you want to give me Arcana.
He didn't, but you could.
Because I only rolled an 8, but if it's Arcana, it can be a 17.
Ooh, it's Arcana.
Cool. Okay.
I
Kildare,
rolled
what'd
a
you get for you?
13 for investigation. I'm investigating. Unless I could intimidate this switch into revealing itself. In which case, it would be a
If
22.
I can persuade it, that is actually my course of action.
You, as the two of you search through, on Arcana, Tawny notices there is one of the runes that has, like, where the eye is, there's the slightest of gap, like, in the carvings. And normally there's been a point to make sure that the spacing in the wood doesn't overlap at very like significant points of the runes, but this has like a gap right through it. And you look, and with Kildak's help, looks around, and you see that there is a panel of this wall that is false. Granted, the other thing on this wall is the water. Like, you're under the water. And, like, there is a panel that, a false panel in the wall of the ship.
And I go
Slide it?
through
Push it?
push it.
You push it, you slide it to the side, and now that you move this wood, your magic kicks up. And in the thin wall of the hull, there is a tiny
dimension.
little pocket dimension that sits with
Fucking
a
gore hand. Pocket dimensions.
a single chest rests in this little dimension. You pull the chest out and crack it open, and inside you find a dark sphere, 2,705 gold coins,
Can I have those?
and a note. What'd you say?
Right.
2,705 gold coins and a note.
Can I have the gold?
The
money?
note reads,
It's on the ship. Sure.
can I have the gold? The note reads, If ye be reading this, then let it be known, I am a failure. Excuse me. Let it be known, I am a failure. All the battles, all the blood spilt, was for nothing but this here measly chest. Hardly a buried treasure, and even more pathetic legacy for a man to leave behind. And what be a legacy? For it is not the gold, or the plunder, or the blood shed. It's one's meaning in life. What makes it all worth something. And what was it worth? All I did for freedom. To give me and my crew hearty feasts and drunken nights. To let lovers love and enemies settle a score. I killed so we could live free of king and country. But somewhere along the way, I got lost in the battles and the riches. And so I say again, I am a failure. I will be forgotten as quickly as this treasure spent. So I pray one last desperate hope. May the contents of this chest lead you to happiness and freedom. May your aim be true, your rum be full, and may you never be blown off course. Signed, Captain Gorhand. You pick up the dark orb, and you can see that the dark sphere is slightly opaque, and looking a little bit into it, there are a set of almost a gyroscope that is humming on the inside. There's a set of headings on the two planes of this gyroscope, one that is horizontal and one that is vertical. You can feel that this orb is magical, and it can be attuned to, if one would like.
Kodak, you and me.
You and me what?
Gotta attune to this.
I'll do it.
I don't know. If we're attuning to it, it serves our purposes.
You attune to the compass of the wandering soul.
Yeah, I do.
As you do, Tawny, you see that the dark, opaque shell becomes completely transparent. You can see that the horizontal and vertical headings begin to spin and lock in place, and a third ring that is part of this gyroscope begins to spin. And as it spins, it moves slow enough that you can read the gold engravings on it. And it says, "Far may we travel, and long may we roam. Our eyes see horizons, but our heart pulls us home." And Kildak, you attune to the compass, and you know what it does. The compass has two major effects. The first is that it is in fact attuned to the material plane.
Hey, step one done.
If there's anything a pirate is above all else, they gotta be lucky. And the second thing it does is in order to give a crew true freedom, the magic of the compass seeps into the ship, and you can see sparkles fly out of the gyroscope and seeps into the cracks of the ship. And between the wood, between the doors that have been used to patch holes in the ship, between the many doorknobs sticking out of the hole, and
Very nice.
you feel the ship lift out of the water.
I thought that might happen. We're flying.
Now?
Only an inch over the water,
Oh.
but
We're
as it
hovering.
stands, the ship is.
We have a flying ship.
If I feel the ship move, I'm going to assume that we're getting ready to leave. And I'm going to ask the girl, well, it looks like it's almost time for us to leave. Are you going to stay with us? Or do you want to go back to your treehouse? And you don't have to stay forever, but if we're leaving, you can come.
I think I'm gonna stay. It's been a long day. I just got bathed. Kind of gonna get dirty again. But at the end of the day, I know I'll be able to find you again.
Can we find here again?
Pretty good at it.
Okay. I'm not there. Never mind.
No. He goes, and besides, you can always come back and visit. Oh yeah.
I'll take her up to the top, and we'll wind step to the beach.
She gets to the beach. You see the crew makes their way back. No golden hand. They come trudging back to the boats. And they... the Forever Girl says, promise you'll come back and visit?
I promise I'll see you again. Whether you find me or I find you.
Deal.
And I'm going to give her a nice, tight hug.
You give her a nice, tight hug.
If you ever want to hang out with someone who's not going to get all nervous and weird about it, you can come hang out with me.
Thanks. I might take you up on that.
Anytime.
She takes like a deep curtsy. In no way is proper, almost like a mockery of a curtsy, as she knows how ridiculous it is. But she, pretending to be a princess, takes a deep curtsy, and says, "In that case, I'll see you soon."
See you soon.
And then waves you off as you return to the guppy, which is now floating just above the water.
Great. I'll make my way down to Kildek and Tawny and just try to get filled in on what's happening. I'm
Yeah.
assuming we're leaving.
Before
how did the
Wicked
crew
comes
get back?
down. Yeah, wait. Before Wicked comes back down, while she's kind of doing that,
Sure.
I'm gonna turn to Kildek and be like, "We have it. We can go. We can go now. We could leave.
The gold.
We could leave the crew here. They could find it in the meantime, and when we return, then they're safe. They could stay here, and they could be safe, and they don't have to be in part of the battle, and then we can leave."
You're talking about abandoning our crew for...
No. Protecting the crew while we go fight a very big, scary creature,
Okay.
and they find some gold, and then we come back. And
What are they gonna do for the next 15 to 25 years?
No, it's not like that. It'll just be a little bit longer, but it's like 1 year for us is 100 years for them. We're not gonna be gone a year. We're gonna
Right,
be
how
gone
long do you think we're gonna
a
be gone?
day. Or we're
You
dead.
think we can find our way back here in a day?
We have all the items. We either
no,
go
we
back.
don't.
No.
We either go back and defeat Arusala, or that realm dies and they would all die.
So then they'd be stranded in the empty pocket dimension for even longer. This isn't our decision to make for them. I think we can give them this as an option, but we need to be clear that it has potential to be 10 to 15 years here.
The Forever Girl said that she knows ways off the island, that she can get off.
And they tried one already.
Did you see what they did to Rainbow Pirate?
Just saying, we are going to something very large. And I don't...
Okay, let's go ask them. Also, can we just like chill here for a night? Like just like a couple hours.
Why? We spent hours sailing to get here. We're here. I
Because I'm tired.
got...
When was the last time we slept decently?
And you're gonna sleep decently, knowing what's going on back in the material plane?
It's going on like 1/100th of a second. It's way more time efficient to rest and recuperate here than it is back in the material plane.
When do I come back to the ship?
You're probably getting back like right about now, because you can wind step.
If you need to rest,
I just think it makes
What?
sense.
So, are we leaving?
The
The ship's flying.
ship's
I don't know how
flying.
we did that.
we have our way
There's ship
out.
flying out there. I don't know if you saw it.
You got a call from the admiral that goes, Kildek, the ship's flying.
Yes, Admiral. I'm aware the ship's flying. You're welcome, I guess. Give me a minute.
Immediately another call from Marcus, who goes, oh my god, he's right, the ship is flying.
Yes, Marcus. The ship is flying.
Patrick Polly comes on and goes, I don't know if it's flying.
I take my
think
ear.
it's just-"
I take my earring off.
So that means it's go time? Are we ready to head out?
So Tawny and I were just talking. She thinks that we should. Well, Tawny wanted to just abandon the crew, but I think we should offer the crew the option to stay here while we fight Arusala.
Yeah, I mean, we can offer it, but I mean, we've kind of already offered the same deal back at Hangman's Cove. They all already chose to come with us, so I don't know why they would
They chose to come with
again
us to get us
choose to stay,
through
but
the
we can
week.
ask.
They got us
They have-
through the
yeah.
week. That's what we needed. The thing we're about to fight is not something that they can help with. It is only something that can kill them.
No. I
And
think if they want to fight, they can fight. We don't exactly know what we're getting into. We don't know exactly how many things we're going to be fighting. And it's not our choice.
My
did
concern.
raise a good point there. I mean, I did make it pretty clear that ultimately we'd have to save the world from Arusala in my speech. I know you weren't there, but like it was pretty clear, and it did seem like everybody who signed up to deal with that problem.
Yeah, all the captains waiting for us back in the world plane, they're ready to go fight. And so we can offer the crew to stay here. It's beautiful here. But I think they're all going to come with us. They've already signed up for it. But we can ask.
Great. and we can all have more blood on our hands. And I'm just gonna walk away.
So are we taking a nap?
If you
Why are
fucking
we
need
taking a
it.
nap? You need a nap, Kildak? You can nap on the way while we're sailing.
But if we take like a whole night's rest. When was the last time I've had so many bad dreams. When was the last time you slept well?
That doesn't matter. The world is ending.
It's 1/100th of the time. I could rest. I could sleep 100 nights. And it would equal sleeping one time on the mortal plane.
Honestly, with the dreams that we've been having, I don't want to go to sleep.
That's another thing. I
wanna
don't think
fight
they're gonna
whatever's coming.
happen while we're here. I feel like we're safe from our dreams here.
What a sad statement. I'm sorry I traumatized you guys so bad. I just want to be in a place where I'm safe from my dreams.
Well, I don't want to stop. But if I'm outvoted, so be it.
It seems I'm outvoted. Okay, so the crew. I guess we just offer them the ability to stay. I don't want to abandon them. It's their choice. I'll put my ring back in. Relate to the crew. Remind them of the dangers ahead. And this is going to everyone on
Sweet.
everyone.
Everyone on the rings. Yep.
Remind them of the dangers ahead. If anybody chooses to stay, this is the last opportunity. Those who wish to return can bring the rowboats over.
Reminder that your stay here will last like 20 or more years, but you're welcome to stay. I'm sure Forever Girl will appreciate the company, and there'll be lots of games to play. It'd be a retirement.
You hear Admiral comes back and says, actually, Patchy Paul is the first one to come back and says, I didn't come this far to back out now, nor will I let the other captains of this fleet say that the Guppy chickened out in Te Mou Kore. I'm coming on the ship.
Aw, come on, Patchy. You're not ready to go into retirement yet?
Not yet. The Admiral comes on and says, look, captains, I don't mean any disrespect, but as great as you all are, and as incredible as Tawny has become, I don't think you have enough hands to work all the cannons. So I'll be coming back on the ship. And Marcus comes back on and says,
Yeah, what say you, Marblow?
well, there's no gold on this island, and the Guppy has all the gold. So I will be on the Guppy, because that is where the gold is.
Yeah, we did promise people gold. Actually, I think I may have promised them the spoils of Te Mou Kore, which there were none.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. That's a problem for another day. And the entire crew returns to the ship. It's a little bit of a hassle getting the boats back in.
Yeah, can we not control the vertical height of our ship?
Oh, you begin to play with the compass, and you absolutely can control how high and low it goes.
Cool. So
if you'd like to set her back down,
you gave me an airship.
maybe,
You've asked for one for a very long time.
maybe. I couldn't guarantee it in the next campaign, but I could guarantee it here.
Yes.
You've been asking John for an airship
4
for
years?
years now
Years.
as a D&D player.
I think it comes up
Years.
to 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a healthy 5.
It's an airship.
Yes.
I thought a flying pirate ship was nice. The crew. Yes, go ahead.
No, we are not resting.
The
You can take a nap on the way, Gilded.
the crew gets on. I would say for the events of the day, you can take a short rest, which granted I know everyone already got. I also know that a couple stuff came back from leveling up. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before heading back?
Tony just
No.
stands at the front of the ship, just watching as our boat fucking flies. Just preparing herself for what's to come, because while getting the scepter has been her goal the entire time, a new goal has taken over, and it's not over.
It is not over. As
Just before we go to move,
yes,
I just want to
absolutely.
say, here we go.
And the ship rocks into the sky. You look at the compass through the sextant, and the sextant's powers work again, and the ship begins to move towards the starry sky. You notice that a significant number of stars are missing now that you begin to move back into the sky. As you begin to move away, normally this would require a skill check, but again, Jake and Kildek had spent so much time obsessing over it that I will not make it a roll. As the ship goes into the stars, Kildek, you look back at Te Mou Kore one more time. And as you do, your jaw almost drops in shock. You reach into your pocket and you pull out a sliver of shredded paper that had been ripped by Tawny. You hold it up at this bird's eye view of Te Mou Kore, and part of the lines of one of the islands that Captain Emerald had drawn match up perfectly with the lines of the island.
There's an X
have
on it.
you have the pieces in your pocket, and as you pull out the one with the X, you can see there's an X directly on the beach that is between the shipwreck and the one that you guys were at.
Can we turn around?
No.
It is too late. You look, you see, you look at the paper and you go, oh, Kildex dropped. He is in amazement, and the ship passes through the night sky back into the material
back.
plane. As the ship comes into the material plane, a couple of things happen. You come through and you see, before you see anything, you hear a rumble goes out from the ocean. The planar split that was originally ripped open by Murzamek 30 years ago was traversed twice and cracked twice more upon. The
Sorry.
previously clear sky grows rapid clouds. Rain begins to pour down, and the guppy, now flying on its own volition, coming back towards the fleet beneath it, begins to get soaked by the rain pouring down. Punching through the clouds, however, and landing back in Tawny's hand is the second star, which falls down and lands back in your possession.
Awesome.
Told you we could have fucking returned. And I put it back. Put it in my bag holding.
I didn't think it was coming back.
I didn't either. I didn't think.
think you did everything?
I just didn't think getting a star back out of the sky would be as easy as it was putting it there.
You don't just pull stars out of the sky all the time? No?
I don't put them there either, so I guess that adds up.
Yeah, it's up.
Coming out of the clouds, when I look at Kildak, what do I see?
You
A
see
beautiful, sexy dwarf.
You see an incredibly sexy dwarf with a tentacle and 3 eyes. Or
Tawny, is he always like this?
Beautiful.
I don't have
Yes.
detect magic up, but I can assume what you're saying.
Yeah.
No. That's new since Te Mou Kore. It's only been like that when he's using her magic.
Well, it's there now.
Yes. Because we're right at her.
as the
Um.
rain. Yeah, go ahead.
And then I'm going to be like, but that is a good thought. And I'm going to take my ring of mind shielding
Mhm.
that I'm pretty sure I can unattune from whenever I want to. So I would have unattuned from. And we might have done this a little earlier.
Yeah, no, I'll absolutely let this happen.
And I'm going to say, Kildek, take this. She can't talk to you if you have this on.
No, well, first off, I have this innate sense that I can only be attuned to 3 objects at one time. I'm not sure why I feel that way. I just kind of do, and unfortunately, I'm already kind of full. And
Attune
second,
back to your freaking other ring later.
it's not the ring actually. It's my eye, and this really cool sword I never use. It just like blips in and out of my empty hand, just like. And also, I got when you went and we're like and I had my own mind shield. It's cool.
I don't know if that's gonna be enough.
And
And I'm
his
just
little
gonna
metal
give it
ring
to him.
will
He
be.
doesn't have to attune to it, but I give it to him.
Perfect. Because like you have the ring of mind shielding. I will say with the time in Te Mou Kore in here, if you would like to attune to it, you may.
Oh, but Scourge.
It doesn't say how long it takes to attune. I don't know
8
if that's
hours.
Usually it's an
generally an hour. Okay.
Oh.
But
I didn't know if it was
I
maybe.
will allow it. That's very touching from Tawny, and you were just in a place where time is incredibly slow, fast. So
Different.
time doesn't matter, so I'll allow it.
You can always
as-
unattune from it later.
Okay, Spy Scourge.
Would have kept
That'll
this
be
sword.
useful, and I won't have it
Eye.
now for the first time in the entire fucking campaign.
Why didn't you get rid of the eye? What do you really think you're
It's
gonna?
my literal fucking eye.
You could still have it in there and just not be able to use it.
I never use this sword. I never use this sword. I use my eye infinitely
Definitely
more
more
often than this sword. You've seen
Okay.
me use this sword twice today. That's all 100% of the times I've used it.
I know.
It's just cool. It was a gift from a ghost.
The thunder rumbles above your head. You everyone looks across the sea. You can see the fleet in front of you, and you can now see approaching at the edge of the storm 2 horrifying ships covered in bones and runes with black and red flags. You wouldn't be able to hear it, but on board the Enervation, Billsby cackles to himself and goes, "Zastam, I told you we would find it. I told you," and pulls out the last vial of Kildak's blood that he took and goes, "I told you he would be here, and all the power that comes with it." And he looks to the second ship, and on board Death Eternal, the flagship of necromancy, not steering it, but standing at its bow. Zastam allows the rain to pound on his bald head, his gaunt skin, and whispers back to Billsby, "Yes, I think that this will be quite an excellent addition to our collection," as he looks at the fleet of pirates in front of him. As your ship meets up with the fleet, the rumbling from beneath the reef meets that of the thunder until a spot a couple 100 feet ahead shakes and rumbles, and you can see the reef caves in on itself. In the black of night, in the torrential downpour of rain, the wind begins to whip up. The sea begins to fall into this pit that has been created in the reef. You can hear the rush of tons of water as it pours into this hole, and you see a gargantuan claw reach out of the hole. It is crustacean. It is like almost rotting with fungus. It is black as night and with like dripping with the red ooze and ichor of the abyss. Comes out, claws into the ground, a second claw, claws into the ground, each claw as big as a ship, rising out of the water. The first thing that comes up is a aqua and black crown that rises through the waves. Beneath the crown is the blood red hair, the pale white skin of Arusula. 6 eyes, each one bigger than a Goliath, opens up. As the head comes out, you see there are 2 sets of pincers that feed into a set of tentacles and spines that protrude out from its mouth. As they open up, you see rows of teeth and 4 forked tongues slither out as the head of Arusula rises up out of the water. Water is thrown about. The boats all are rocked. Her chest comes out of the water, all the way up to like her midsection. as she begins to pull herself out of the water. As her claws reach out, you can see tentacles that are her legs sliver up into the water, some of them just in the area in front of her to hold her and push her out of the abyss, as others begin to snake and slime split the water and arc above and swirl into the sky. She looks at the fleet in front of her. She takes in a breath of the air, and as she breathes, her upper half almost begins to swell as she begins to grow in size, even as big as she already is. The ships are in front of her. There's a flying pirate ship with the crackling figurehead at the front. That figurehead being, of course, Tana the Fierce. And a malicious growling voice echoes into the reef. Pitiful, insignificant whelps! And a tentacle sweeps across the reef. Now I will take what is rightfully mine. I rule over all the light not touch. The waves, the storms obey my every whim. The seas and all its spoils bow to my power. And she reaches both of her claws up. And as the water begins to storm and the waves swirl, 3 shipwrecks are pulled from the bottom of the reef of previous ships that have been sunk, and 3 destroyed ships covered in reavers. The faceless monstrosities appear on the ocean, only steered by the waves themselves. And Arusula looks down at the fleet and says once again, "The sea is rightfully mine, and no one here to stop me." And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh my goodness.
Tune in next week tune in next time to see the battle between Arusula, Queen of Sea and Darkness, sister to the Unseelie Court, to the Queen of the Unseelie, rightful heir to the Unseelie Court and the sea itself, versus 3 pirates. Excuse me, 2 pirates and the Warrior Drew. Excuse me.
A level 20 dragon person who fucking...
Excuse me. Yes. The Warrior Drook, the chosen servant of the Queen of the Unseelie, the Queen of Air and Darkness herself, and a pirate.
And
Correction. The Warrior Drook, the chosen of the Unseelie Court, and the only pirate in the last 100 years to find Te Mou Kore itself. Until we meet again over another round at the Four Rings Inn. Yar!
Yeah.
Oh, wish us luck.